12 News breaking news now.
And tonight we begin with breaking news. There's a large police investigation underway in South Phoenix. Our crew at the scene spotted more than a dozen police officers at the scene. Thanks for joining us tonight for 12 News at 10. I'm Mark Curtis.
And I'm Kariba Devine. All of this has unfolded just within the last 90 minutes. Let's get straight to 12 News journalist Chase Golightly. And Chase, this investigation is shutting down streets in the middle of a neighborhood.
Kariba, Mark, that's right. We're right up to the police line right here. You can see the flashing lights right behind me now. I would say about 30 minutes ago, we were a lot closer to the scene. I want to go ahead and show you video of what we were seeing earlier before police pushed our cameras back, and you can see a very heavy police presence here. More than a dozen Phoenix police officers standing outside their vehicles in the middle of the street investigating this situation. Now, as far as official word from Phoenix police on what unfolded here, we haven't heard from them. We haven't got anything confirmed at this point. Neighbors were telling us that it was a shooting that unfolded here, but again, we have not gotten that confirmed by Phoenix police. But just seeing the heavy police presence here and how they've pushed us back, it definitely seems to be a very serious situation here. Other neighbors are just standing out. They said that they just gotten home and saw the heavy police presence. They're not sure what's going on, but again, some neighbors that we did hear from say that there was a shooting that unfolded here. Of course, we are still working to get information from Phoenix police about how this all happened, what unfolded here, and we'll be sure to bring you the latest. But as far as what we're seeing here, this investigation will be going on for some time as they continue to investigate. And like I mentioned, we will be sure to keep you updated as we learn more. For now, we're live in South Phoenix. Chase Golightly, 12 News.
All right, Chase, thank you for that. We also have more breaking news tonight. One person is hurt after a fire broke out at a popular sports bar in downtown Phoenix. Firefighters responded to a kitchen fire at Marley's Sports Grill. We're told that one person was treated at the scene for some minor burns. The bar is named after former Phoenix Suns star Dan Marley. Fire investigators are on scene working to determine a cause.
Also developing tonight, a man is in custody after police say he ran onto the tarmac at Sky Harbor, getting close to multiple planes that were taxiing to the runway.
12 News journalist Gabriela Becerra is live outside of the airport with what we know about this unusual situation. Gabby?
Okay. Well, Kariba, it's unclear how the man could have gotten onto the runway at the airport, but what we do know is when we first arrived, there was a car parked here on the public road with police cars surrounding it. Now, the police and the airport aren't telling us much about the incident, but we know that the man was detained kind of where those blue lights are, far down on the tarmac. An unusual sight for passengers sitting on a taxiing plane at Phoenix Sky Harbor Airport.
There's a man on the runway right here?
A man sitting on the runway.
We were about to take off and he was running like to my right side. And we looked at him for a minute and he dropped down to his knees.
You see the guy over there by Golf 1 walking on the runway? Guy walking on the runway? Yes, sir.
Not a passenger or a worker.
There's a guy on the ground right by that American bird there.
The man wearing a white shirt and black shorts captured the attention of several pilots who alerted air traffic control.
He's running towards our aircraft right now. Now he's on his knees begging us to do something.
Jennifer Clark, a passenger on a flight to Tampa, witnessed the whole thing. She says it was bizarre, but she wasn't scared.
We're in a huge plane. There's not a whole lot he could have done from the ground. So it was more concerning of what in the world is this guy going through.
One passenger captured video of the man being detained and posted it to X. The man appeared to shout for help while being placed in handcuffs.
One of the police officers waving at us. Is there a frequency or just like guard we could talk to him?
They're wondering if the subject how far or how close he got to the aircraft and if he touched the aircraft.
No, he never touched the aircraft. When you guys approached, he took off running and ran in front of the aircraft. I'd probably say maybe 20 feet or so in front.
The incident lasted about 10 to 15 minutes. A police spokesperson tells 12 News the man was later identified as being in crisis and was taken to a nearby hospital for evaluation. A Sky Harbor spokesperson couldn't share any information about the incident, but tells 12 News in a statement, the safety and security of airport customers and employees is always our top priority. While specific airport security procedures are not released, we work closely with our law enforcement partners and other pertinent stakeholders to employ multiple layers of security throughout our airport system. and it's unclear if this man could face any charges for today's incident. Live in Phoenix, Gabriela Becerra, 12 News.
Gabby, thanks. New tonight, the Pima County Sheriff's Department is pushing back on new reports, maybe you've heard them, about the suspect seen in surveillance footage at Nancy Guthrie's house. Multiple news outlets are reporting that some images of the suspect were actually taken on different days before the actual kidnapping, seeming to show that the suspect was there at the home at least once before. However, the Sheriff's Department says that the images recovered by detectives do not have any timestamps on them, and that these reports are merely speculation. It's been more than 3 weeks since Guthrie was reported missing. Tonight, the investigation remains without any suspects or answers.
After spending over 8 months inside of an Arizona immigration detention facility, the owner of a West Valley sushi chain has been released. Kelly Yu has been awaiting deportation in China, where she was born on Friday. A judge agreed to release Yu from ICE custody. Kelly has owned and operated 2 Kauai locations in Glendale and Peoria for years. She illegally entered the country over 20 years ago. She is now hoping to find a path to gain permanent citizenship.
Tonight, we're learning more details about what ICE plans to do with that massive warehouse that it purchased in Surprise. Federal documents show the facility is part of an entirely new detention initiative meant to raise bed capacity across the country and streamline the removal of undocumented immigrants. Records say that ICE plans to add food service, medical care, legal resources, and exercise areas to the building. It would hold up to 1,500 beds, and it's meant to hold migrants for just a few days until they're moved elsewhere.
Well, now to a story that you'll only see on 12 News. Law enforcement is always on the lookout for underage kids trying to use fake IDs. Now, over the last year, police have made hundreds of arrests related to fake IDs.
Well, new tonight, One Valley Department shows us just how hard it's become to spot the fake ones. 12 News journalist Chase Golightly has the story.
They're a pretty common thing here at ASU.
We didn't have to spend too much time at Arizona State University to find students who have a fake ID or knew someone who does.
Yeah, I have plenty of friends who have fake ID.
While some didn't want to say,
I'm pleading the fifth on that one, my man.
Others were open to talking about it as long as we didn't show their face.
Do you have a fake ID?
I do.
Tell me, how often do you use it? Does it work?
I use it, probably every week or so, a couple weeks, but it does work. It's not very difficult.
Using it at bars, restaurants, the grocery store. Freshman Rick Franson says that's what he did until it was taken away.
I went and tried to go into a nightclub, and basically what happened is they took my ID at the front, offered to sell it back to me in the morning.
Really? Did you go back and get it?
Oh, no, that's completely against what I would do. I just went and got another one for even cheaper off of Black Web.
Saying he paid $25. Others claim they got it off Snapchat or online, where some websites are charging $130. Tempe police tell us from the start of 2024 through the end of 2025, they arrested and cited about 530 underage customers for providing fake IDs and underage drinking, all at different bars surrounding ASU, including Mills Modern, where 15 underage customers were arrested, the now shut down Devil's Advocate, where 26 were arrested in 2 separate incidents, and Glow on Mill, where 53 people were arrested in one night. But the city's 2 largest busts happened months apart at the same bar. Tempe Tavern. In April, 174 minors were cited for fake IDs and consuming alcohol, and then in November, 249 were arrested and cited for the same thing.
It's a very big, culture shock, I think, to everybody on campus.
The bar claiming the fake IDs are so sophisticated, they defeat nearly every verification method available to them. So we decided to take a closer look. This is about $15,000 worth of fake IDs seized by the Department of Liquor Licenses and Control from Arizona, Texas, New York, and more. Lieutenant Luis Zamudio with the Department of Liquor says they were taken from all over the state.
These are legitimate names, addresses of individuals. The only thing they are faking or not making correct is their date of birth.
These aren't like the ones you would see 20 years ago.
Certainly have come a long ways.
Just ask retired Phoenix Police Commander Jeff Hines.
It's amazing. The quality and the non-quality is similar to the investigations we did back in the early 2000s.
Saying one bust he was involved with was selling more than 300 a day for $150 each.
That equates to $15 million a year for that one business selling those IDs. And where's that money going? That's where the organized crime, the cartels.
When he got a look,
I'm seeing holograms on some of these. These are great.
Markings usually used to tell if an ID is real or not. But these newer IDs are so good, they even have barcodes that can be scanned. The cheaper ones, however, where kids were paying around 60 to 80 bucks, are easier to spot.
Coming apart this easy, some of the font is already falling off.
The higher priced ones,
This is a $300 ID.
takes a little bit more effort. Officers do have special apps that can determine if there is anything suspicious about an ID, but these experts say bars still need to take responsibility.
Dig a little deeper, ask more questions. Okay, and a lot of times, if you have any doubt, that's why law enforcement is here, and we could do the verification for them. It's better to do that, maybe hold back the customer, but it's going to protect them from allowing an underage person to go in.
And if the person handing the ID just seems too young,
when in doubt, turn them away.
Chase Golightly, 12 News.
All right, Chase, thank you.